Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages or the cards that come out in this reading for you. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading today. So let's begin to find out what cards come out and what messages come through with the cards. So the first card we have is the Hierophant. We do have some Taurus energy with this. You could be dealing with a Taurus. And we have the Wheel card. And we have the Fool. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Cups. So this Two of Cups, this is a relationship energy. I do feel like this is a sense of having a sense of being able to experience a partnership with somebody who's quite compatible. I do feel like with this Two of Cups, this does feel like also a sense of having support and being able to experience a sense of connectedness, especially on an emotional level, with somebody who feels it too. I do feel like it's reciprocated energy. With the Hierophant card showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty committed energy. And I do feel like this is a sense of being able to experience and approach things with a lot of seriousness, especially when it comes to something that's headed towards something committed. I also feel like there's a sense of something traditional about this person. Or this person may be viewing you in this way, and it's kind of affecting the way they're approaching you. They're taking you quite seriously. I do feel like with this Hierophant card showing up over here, this person is someone who is open to learning you, and I do feel like this person is also someone who takes action based upon what they know is going to work. I do feel like with this Hierophant card, there's something quite wise about this person, and even just wise about the way in which they're approaching things with you. And I do feel like you could feel that with this person. With the Wheel card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy where there's a sense of having a connection that goes quite deep. I do feel like this is also some karmic energy or a sense of a karmic relationship and experiencing a lot of different moments in this connection where it could feel like there's a lot of ups and downs, but there is still the sense of being quite connected and also the sense of feeling quite lucky to be able to have this person in your life. I do feel like with this Wheel card showing up over here, this also feels like divine timing for this connection, reaching a certain point where it's like things are kind of reaching a point where you're entering into this new place with this person, being able to experience something different. And I do feel like there's a sense of actually being able to experience a lot of fortunate moments in this connection. And with the Fool card, this feels like open energy to what comes next. And I do feel like you're dealing with somebody who is not only somebody who's quite locked in when it comes to your situation, or is somebody who has the intention to be able to have quite a serious relationship with you and be able to kind of make that offer to you. I do feel like this person is someone who's quite brave. I also feel like this person is open to taking a leap of faith with you. There is an energy of divine timing being on your side in your connection. I also feel like with the Fool card, this is pretty adventurous energy. So I do feel like there is something very adventurous on the horizon for this connection, being able to step into something brand new. And I do feel like it does feel like something that is going to be also a very exciting trajectory in a connection with somebody. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Ten of Wands, it's in the reverse. We have the Four of Swords, it's also in the reverse. And we have the Nine of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. You could be dealing with a Pisces because we do have some Pisces energy with this. But with the Hanged Man, this does feel like actually being in a very contemplative space. I also feel like when it comes to any actions being taken within this connection, it's not impulsive. Even though with the Fool card, I do feel like it's still something that is exciting. It does feel like it's not stagnant energy. With the Hangman showing up over here, this does feel like a lot of thought being put into any actions. And even when it comes to this connection and even the view or the idea of a future in this connection. And I do feel like with this Hangman showing up over here, this person is quite introspective. You're dealing with a person who is quite a deep thinker as well. But this Ten of Wands showing up in the reverse, I do feel like you could be dealing with somebody who's not very open when it comes to accepting help. I do feel like with this card showing up in the reverse, this feels like a one-sided energy, and kind of being able to experience a sense of opening up as far as being able to actually be more open to being able to accept support in a connection. I do feel like with this Ten of Wands showing up in the reverse, this does feel like being able to reach a point where there's a sense of actually gaining a lot more. It's like this person is trusting you more, and I do feel like is also opening up to you more. And I do feel like with this Ten of Wands, this does feel like an energy of being able to experience a more supportive, mutually supportive kind of experience and connection with this person. Because I do feel like with this Ten of Wands, there's something about this person being the kind of person who wants to kind of shoulder everything on their own. So I do feel like this could be something that actually is difficult for this person to be able to do. But with this card showing up in the reverse, there is a sense of being able to actually be more open, to being able to kind of be more trusting, and even kind of allowing for space to be have a more supportive, mutually supportive kind of connection. I do feel like with this Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being able to actually experience a sense of having more things going on, and also more communication with somebody. I do feel like with this Four of Swords, there could have been somewhat of a silent period, and also there could have been somewhat of a sense of being in a space where it's like you weren't hearing from someone, or someone wasn't hearing from you. I do feel like with the Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like being able to actually hear from somebody. I do feel like with this Four of Swords, this also feels like an energy of being in a better space. So I do feel like there's a lot of sense of being able to actually feel more rejuvenated to show up for a connection. I do feel like with this Wheel card that this does feel like also a little bit of a roller coaster when it comes to a lot of different and various experiences. And I do feel like there could have been a sense of actually taking somewhat of a pause because of that energy. So I do feel like with this Four of Swords, this is about being able to actually be more so open to being able to let someone in. And I do feel like the communication also picking up from hearing from somebody, or being able to have someone hear from you. I do feel like this person may be quite open to hearing from you. And with the Nine of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of really having had a lot that had been experienced in the past and learning a lot from that. This person is somebody who is perhaps a bit self-reliant, and I do feel like that with this Ten of Wands as well in the reverse. There's a sense of this person being very self-sufficient, and I do feel like it's based upon past experiences. But I do feel like when it comes to your connection with this person, it's something they would fight for. I do feel like they do view it as something quite important, and I do feel like this person is more locked in and more committed into being able to have something with you than you perhaps even realize. I do feel like though with this Fool card showing up over here, it's a more free energy, and it does feel like an energy of being able to experience a lot more open energy. So I do feel like that's also on the horizon. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have codependency. We have chemistry. And we have honeymoon. So this codependency card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of really being able to allow for being able to rely on someone without the sense of overly emphasizing the need upon relying on someone or a connection. I do feel like with this codependency card showing up over here, there could be also a sense of addictions, and with that I also feel like attachments to certain parts of this connection. But I do feel like with this codependency card showing up over here above this Ten of Wands showing up in the reverse, that those patterns could be something that's being challenged right now. It is also a sense of being able to actually be at the end of that with this Ten of Wands, and I do feel like it's something that is also going to allow for more freedom in this connection and being able to connect from a healthier space. And I do feel like with this codependency card showing up over here, somebody could also be in a space where they are reliant on somewhat of a vice, and I do feel like it's also influencing their way of being able to show up in this connection. And I do feel like they're making effort towards being able to actually be able to deal with that in a more healthy way. So I do feel like there is a lot of promising energy for really reaching the end of that, and also really working through that. I do feel like there's a lot of chemistry here. I do feel like also with this wheel card showing up over here, there is a reason for this connection. I do feel like it is a very deeply meaningful one. I do feel like there's mutual attraction here on both sides, and I do feel like with that Two of Cups, there is strong chemistry between yourself and this person. I do feel like it goes quite deep. You do feel like it's emotional chemistry, but I also feel like there is a sense of also having a same way of really approaching things and really looking at the future. And I do feel like with this honeymoon card from up over here, I get this card pertaining to the Fool card. There is an open energy, a free energy, and also a sense of excitement on the horizon. Do you feel like this could be travel in your future? I also feel like when it comes to the festive season that's on the horizon, this does also feel like having a lot of moments that are impacting this connection in a way where there could be some pleasant times. I feel like there's a lot of optimism around that too. And with this Fool card from up over here, this is a leap of faith. I do also feel like there's a sense of really holding a torch for this connection with this Nine of Wands. I do feel like there's a strong sense of commitment over here, even with this Hierophant as well as with this Nine of Wands. I do feel like there's a sense of being able to experience very pleasant moments in your connection. And I do feel like even with this wheel card showing up over here, this does feel like a very exciting kind of energy, but also feel like the timing is right for being able to experience these experiences in this connection. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Cancer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.